This episode, pre-Hypoxia starts their second war against Kleba. Their third war occurs in a different episode, and their fourth war is not a civil war. It's the something war. You will know what happened after that number 47 terrorist attack on Hiroshima. Oh, I forgot something. So, basically, this is the world. This, basically, this is the world. This is the world. Max, this is the world in history. So, yeah, also that terrorist attack from Cuba occurred because of Mexico being angry at this Dominican Republic. So they decided to drop a terrorist attack on them, and that was what caused the number 47. The most powerful terrorist attack occurred on 7/23/2020. It was caused by Kleba as a punishment for being a member of the SMR. So basically, UNAFRIA was formed yesterday, and anyways, that's just. Anyways, this next episode, we're going straight to Kleba. Here is where pre-Hypoxia. Comes back to life. This is where pre-Hypoxia comes back to life. This is where the second war starts to occur. Scribble. So where it starts to get closer to Allen Divided until the Cleaver's army was able to stop the attempt. What happened there? And then, a while later, they tried to attempt that attack again, where they passed the border to Objection and accidentally attacked an Austrian territory instead of a Clavish territory. But that's when Objection ended up trying to protect Kleba for the first time. they decided to destroy, tried to kill all the soldiers, and they decided to unpave the road that they got to, and they then almost reached Allen Divider until the Cleavish army ended that attempt, and also ended Pre-Hypoxia, a former province of Cleva, and then that was the second Cleavish, the second Pre-Hypoxia war. But things that there's actually a third pre-boxing war. I'm not gonna put in this video, but rather the rest of the video won't be talking about this pre-boxing war. It's still. And this next one was another terrorist attack because there's another terrorist attack, and this time it was a terrorist attack on this time. Undo that. Let's just move, and then they ended up doing a terrorist attack. They ended up doing terrorist attack on the super scared at the time South Korea. This ended up becoming the biggest terrorist attack caused by all of Cleva. And on this map, it didn't even show it being a result of Cleva. Then they did another terrorist attack, which led it in the same location. And then was when they declared war on Unafria, because they later became a big place. So then ACVC allies said we declare war on Unafria. And then it wasn't until all of China, Australia, actually several countries. And this is what started World War III. I know this is only episode 4, but World War III is it episode 4 or 5? I'm starting to think it's episode 5. Well, it's episode 5. Anyways, several countries. We will team with Cleva. All of South America except actually Ecuador. Me too. Why they? Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Oman. Reload. Chile, Argentina, Paraguay. We need it. And this is World War III. So this was what ended up causing the UNAFIA's collapse. Here we go. And the first ever terrorist attack. The first ever terrorist attack from directly from Cleva. First terrorist attack coming directly from Cleva. Ended up landing in South Algeria, which ended up starting. By the way, this was ended up starting. There's a the Clayta powers and the Rascist powers. So this is what marks the beginning of the end of the Rascist powers. And then this war started as a small conflict because of UNAFRIA, because of Cleveland not liking UNAFRIA being a large empire, but now it became the Third World War. By the way, only Sudan, Libya, and Egypt weren't members of UNAFRIA. Or only Libya, Egypt, and Sudan weren't members of UNAFRIA when they were in Africa, just because they were taken over by the Clevish Empire in episode 1, and then they started their invasion and then this is what then they decided to cause their next terrorist attack, which ended up going to Uzbekistan. And then this ended up spreading to all bordering Stan countries, and and because of this, then this, and then this, then this the situation of all stand countries occurred after an accident that occurred in the nuclear bomb that was used to invade Uzbekistan. And then this ended up being sent. Yes, I'm gonna do this. Then this ended up being sent to the only South American country that wanted to fight them, which ended up being Ecuador. Which ended up being Ecuador's. So, after Ecuador's collapse, ended up the same thing that happened with the Uzbekistan situation. Happened with this, and it actually even got Bolivia, which wanted to be allied with them, and it even got parts of Brazil, which was and things that Brazil actually wanted to fight with. Actually didn't want to fight with Cuba, but then these damages were fixed due to after the Ecuadorese problem. And then Peru, a country that I forgot to mention, was also trying to fight against them, but Colombia's collapse led to them becoming part of ACVC. Ended up almost making them part of the ACVC allies. But Bolivia, a country that I actually didn't want to mention, decided that they didn't want to fight. Actually wanted to fight against Cuba. So this was the ultimate fight. But there were two countries I forgot to mention that wanted to fight against them, and those countries were. In fact, they were Vietnam. Wait. And they were. And the first ever attack was considered the cleavage invasion of Vietnam. The cleavage tree invasion of Vietnam. This name was given to it because it attacked Vietnam. And then after that, they actually fought the Philippines, which was literally the only country that surrendered. They didn't surrender. But then, there was another one that I didn't mention that was actually fighting against them, which actually hasn't been in any other world wars, and that has been Papua New Guinea. So a terrorist attack that arrived from Optramica ended up going straight into Papua New Guinea, and that ended up getting the world record for the most powerful terrorist attack in all of the ages. In fact, the terrorist bombing on Hiroshima was actually a 68. Canada's Sarama actually had 72. It was super close. It was super close, but Hiroshima was 49, and then second was Nagasaki, which was 54. Actually, no, wait. Hiroshima was 44, and Nagasaki was 46. And actually, no. Hiroshima was 38, and 44 was Nagasaki. We got bombed by Cleveland. That literally was how vague the explanation was. So then, that marked the end. The end of World War III. And that was the Clevish Powers' victory. Well, until almost all of Papua New Guinea was invaded. And after that, their last bit of death occurred at a courthouse. That happens in 3, 2, 1. That is World War III. Luckily, we actually got to win, and now most of the world is now part of. There's no wait. Actually, they didn't invade everything. Their bomb wasn't big enough to invade. Their bomb wasn't big enough to invade Afghanistan and Pakistan, and the one and only Oman. So they actually used 3 bombs to achieve this. Their first bombing was on Oman because it was the nearest country. That ended up spreading through most of the middle. That ended up spreading through a lot of the Middle East, and except Iraq, which already was colonized by the Clevish Empire. And part of it, which was part of Saudi Arabia, which was colonized by the Republic of Anafria, which actually crumbled a while ago. Actually, wait, I do that. But this was actually during the war. But I actually forgot to mention something. During the war, the line that separated the alliances ended up becoming terribly destroyed. This time, the Sunmusia Republic actually fought with Cleva instead of fighting against Cleva like they usually do. That's actually how Russia has all that, even though it didn't fight all through the war. If you want to find more out, have more details about the Sunmusia Republic, you better watch my last episode of history, because literally, I love making these videos, because if I didn't watch Romanian Mapping, by the way, this is the 5th episode, but this is the last episode, but I'm going to have to give a shout out to Romanian Mapping and Super LV. Thank you so much for inspiring me and giving me the idea to do these alternate history videos, because it's so fun making these, and I can't believe it. We got from episode 1 to episode 5 in just an hour, in just hours. This is probably the best ever series I've made on this channel. Other than gameplays, this is a great series. In fact, I'm not the only person that does this. If you want more, actually, let's talk about this. If you want more, make sure to check out Romanian Mapping. And it's continued. Then, the second bomb was shot on Pakistan. Shot on Pakistan. And this one only attacked Pakistan. This was the least effective out of the 3 bombs. This is a very ineffective bomb. But it hit the borders, got past the borders of Afghanistan. But this 3rd bomb marked the end of the 3rd World War. And this was the Afghanistani fight. This was the last attack. It was because they used a stealth technique, but they used with some illusion by not letting the armies know that they're trying to fight them. Actually, they didn't. They did, but that is it for episode 5 or maybe 4. Of alternate future.